Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Hello, hola, bonjour, hey, hey, yo. My name is Merc. Welcome back to the Narc Alert, and welcome back to the Redundancy Report. What could be more redundant than a fourth Amberlynn upload this week? It's both what we want and we hate. We're just always very confused in the Amberverse. Amberlynn, Rio's here. Hang on. Hang on. There. Rio's here. Yes, he is. So, yesterday Amberlynn uploaded her Friday vlog, which I don't know what it's entitled. Let's Talk, episode 1. I took the day off. I went out for brunch. I walked around. I visited with friends. I had a great day away from the internet. I highly recommend you spend a few hours a week offline. Amber certainly should. I haven't seen this, so this is going to be what Amber likes to refer to as a genuine reaction. I did read there's a lot of sex talk, which makes me, quite frankly, uncomfortable. And I did notice that her title, I shouldn't admit this, Zachary Michael, and deleting comments. Of all the chit-chat I saw about this video, I didn't see anybody talking about any of those things. So, as usual, clickbait title, I'm assuming. Anyway, Amber, without any further ado, please join us here at the stage. All right, there's our dainty girl, Amberlynn. What do you got to say to me today?
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this series is called Let's Talk. I have done this before years ago. It's definitely just a series where I can communicate and correspond with you guys. So unfortunately, my channel has thrived, but also died on a lot of different speculation. And I want to change that. I want to use my voice in situations where I normally wouldn't. And I want to continue using my voice in situations where I already have. This is just a place for you.
When has she not? I don't know why Amberlynn continually seems to think that she's been silenced, or she's not allowed to speak, or she's kept her mouth shut on things. When have you ever seen that happen? Because I don't know. I've been around here for a while. I've never seen that happen. Amberlynn, you had a knee-jerk reaction to Beck the other day and uploaded a 5-minute live stream at 5 in the morning. I mean, at what, midnight? A 5-minute live stream at midnight. And then dirty deleted after you found out what you said was wrong. Tell me where you keep your mouth shut ever.
For you guys to get to know me more, maybe in areas that you never would have. A place for me to be accountable, to clarify and deny.
Take the word accountable out of your vocabulary until you fucking learn the definition, okay?
And just an overall correspondence between you and me every single week. So the reason I want to do this is because there's always questions, rumors, speculation.
Yeah, you just said that.
Just things that people...
You just said that. Why do you have to reframe things 5 fucking times? Amber, we are not as stupid as you. You can say things once and we get it.
People are, for the lack of a better word, obsessively asking me about. And it kind of goes in cycles where it's like there's like 5 huge things that people are talking about ad nauseum. And I think this is a good opportunity. Maybe I can answer those 5 things or whatever it may be. But regardless, I feel like...
Shut up and get to the fucking point. What? Oh my God.
My channel is very parasocial, let's be real. And there's always some...
Your channel is parasocial. Amber, would you please define to me what parasocial means? Because I'm telling you, half the people on YouTube don't have a fucking clue what the word parasocial means. I'd like to know what you mean by your channel is parasocial. Rio doesn't get it either. And again, you guys, he's just going to scream. I can't do anything about it. He's the boss and he's Siamese.
Sort of speculation
Here.
or always some sort of topic that people are like, Amberlynn, why won't you talk about this? So this is going to give me the opportunity to do so if you guys bring it up, of course. So I have structured the series into a special format and I'm really, really excited. So the first section is always going to start with sweet and sour. So sweet and sour is just going to be a random comment generator from the Let's Talk prior. So obviously, since this is episode 1, we're having to skip that part. But I came up with sweet and sour because you never know what kind of comment is going to pop up. Can it be a sweet comment or can it be a sour comment?
If you're using a random generator on comments on your last video, Amber, have you read your comment section lately? Because I'm telling you, I don't see any positive comments. They're so rare. They're so rare. Sweet and salty, sweet and sour. It's always got to be something like food, doesn't it?
Using a random comment generator is going to give me a wide variety of comments instead of just like going based off of like the top ones where I pick and choose, etc., etc.
Why not call it black and white or hot and cold or red or green? It's always got to be food, right? Sweet and sour.
So this next section I'm calling Sippin' Community.
Or food.
I know. I'm very clever. Thank you. So this is where I read from the community tab that I will be posting every single Monday. So it gets time for the questions and anything that you guys need me to speak about for them all to just fall.
This is the most structure I've seen her put into anything in the 10 years that she's been on YouTube. I think that I really think that the quality of Beck's channel and editing has put the fear of God into her because, you know, she's so narcs. They really think they're smarter than you. They really do. So because she knows how to make a jump cut in a video, I'm not even going to qualify it by calling it editing. She knows how to make a jump cut in a video. So she fancies herself an editor. And she fancies that she knows how to do that. And nobody else in the audience understands this complex process. Like you all don't have fucking video editors built into your phones. Most people know how to do a jump cut on a video these days, Amber. You're not a genius. But I think that she thinks she's smarter than everybody else and nobody else understands the process. But now here comes Beck out of nowhere making her look like shit. You know?
All under that community tab. And then after Sippin' Community, we're going to be doing the Linterview. Yes, I know. More cleverness from your girl. So
yes, more narcissism from your girl.
The Linterview is where you guys are actually interviewing me with your voice. Yes.
Can you imagine if I named anything after myself, anything with Merc? The entire internet would go, oh, so she's a narc. Oh my God, she's a narc. She used her own name. She's a narc. This cunt uses it all the time. The Linterview. Let's have the Merkening.
Yes. So I told everyone over on my Instagram, send me a microphone emoji so I can accept your request. And that gives you the opportunity to send me a voice memo asking any question you want. So I have not listened to any of them. It is going to literally be
Genuine
live,
reaction.
real reaction. I'm very nervous. So if you guys want to go to my Instagram for next week, literally go to my Instagram at hectic.amby. Send me a microphone. I'm going to send you a smiley face.
I noticed that this was 22 minutes long, and I guess most of it is her explaining how to send a question in. Amber, you could have written this out and put it in a community post instead of wasting half your goddamn video. It's boring. Get to the damn
emoji
point.
back, and then you can send me a voice memo because Instagram has it to where you can only send me a voice memo if I accept your first message request. So anyways, after the Linterview, the next section is called Tea or Tail.
Okay, I just has it to where, and the Linterview, and the cat is screaming. I'm telling you, it's starting to get to me a little bit. Mr. Man, can you stop? Please come up here. Please come up here. Rio, please. I'm going to snap today.
So what this is going to be is I am going to clarify rumors that I have heard through the grapevine. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, that's real. Or no, that's actually not true. And then the last section is going to be bad choices. And I just remembered I forgot to actually bring the cards over here, so I need to go get those.
Oh,
I will
no.
be right back. Okay, I'm back. So bad choices is just a bunch of really hecticonic questions. So I'm going to be choosing 5 of those and answering them. So I know this introduction was super long. We will not be doing that in the future videos.
Yes, you will.
I just kind of wanted to talk about what the series
You
is about.
absolutely,
So let's get into it.
you absolutely will be doing this next time because you love the sound of your own fucking voice and you think every word that's formed in your precious little fucking duck-lipped surrounded mouth is like a gem. Yeah, that's why you have to say things 5 times.
But, okay, sadly, we are skipping over sweet and sour because I can't do it. And we're going to...
Oh, no! Sadly. Fucking narc. Nobody's sad about it. I guarantee you, Amberlynn, nobody's sad about it.
Go straight to Sippin' Community.
Stupid name.
Have you considered that your refusal to do inpatient treatment could be linked to a drug addict's refusal to do rehab? No, because I actually think doing inpatient would be fun. I know a lot of people are going to be like...
So is this segment... Oh, sorry, I just rubbed Rio hair all over my face. So is this segment going to be Amberlynn reading out things and just saying, no, that's not true. No, that's not true.
Fun. That's really the adjective you're going to use for that. The only reason why I choose not to do inpatient is because it is extremely expensive and I have a job. Not only do I have a job I have to do to keep the roof over my head, the electricity running, and the food in my fur baby's stomach.
Yes, Amber, just like every fucking person in the audience, every single one of us has to keep a roof over our head. You're not the most unique, special, grounded adult in history. Stop talking like that. And it's an excuse because when you want to take a break and you do it often, you have no problem taking a break. And if you really are making if you really have 600 channel members, which is what she claimed, and I do not believe that, but if you have 600 channel members, Amber, that's a $6 grand a month just from memberships. Your back catalog generates a whole bunch of money. You could definitely take a month off. Just saying.
Mike, but I have fur babies that need to be taken care of.
And so,
I know the I's could be dot and the T's could be crossed.
I'm going away for 2 weeks in May. Do you think I'm going to leave him to open his own cans? No, he won't put the fiber in properly. I have to get cat sitters.
Like my mom could probably watch my fur babies, but like it's the job thing for me. If I was to be able to go into inpatient and be able to vlog my whole experience and upload, still make an income so I can still pay my bills, then I would do it. Why is it okay for you?
You can still make an income. You have channel memberships in your back catalog. That could sustain you for 2 months easily. Easily. So give us another excuse. Give us another excuse. You don't want to lose weight, Amber. That's the truth of the matter is you like the way you are. You don't want to lose weight. You want to be a skinny, pretty girl, but you don't want to lose weight.
For you to make assumptions about ZM's mental health, but when your audience does it, it's mental health shaming. Yeah. So I've never really made an assumption about his mental health. Months and months ago when I said, whoa, what a quinky dink. Zachary Michael's mental health gets bad when I take a break from YouTube. I think
this is another tiny little narc thing. When they're talking about themselves, any errors that they make or missteps, if they claim them, they're going to frame them in a way that's cute and make it light, like it's not that important. It was a quinky dink. It was a quinky dink. Oh, it's just a little jokey poo. Or when they do something, they giggle at themselves. Oh my God, I always do that. If you do it, it's World War III. Everything they do is so cute. It was just a little quinky dink. Oh, was I shaming his mental health? Quinky dinky.
I think that was my way of just being like, okay, if you can dish it, I expect you're going to be able to take it. There have been times where he has mocked me about my...
He has a channel that is about you. Now, is it fair or right or ethical or good? I'm not getting into that because I do it too. That's a debate for another day. But his job, just like your job is to talk about you all the time. And that's okay. I can talk about myself constantly because it's my job, you guys. Guess what Zachary Michael's job is? It's also to talk about you all the time. So your job is to talk about you. His job is to talk about you. Your job is to not go into his DMs and attack him and say it's fair because he does it to you. Not the same thing. Not the same thing.
A mental health or a heartbreak, a relationship, just some way that I was feeling.
It's what we call a false equivalency, Amber. It's not the same thing.
I have felt mocked. I have felt hurt.
Fair.
I'm allowed to feel that way.
Yeah.
In my brain, I was like, okay, he's been doing this for years. Now it's my turn. Have you traveled the world since breaking up?
Okay, 6-year-old, what kind of adult logic is that? Miss, I'm getting better. I'm being a better person all the time. As soon as one of your detractors falls a bit, you take the opportunity to go into their DMs like a naked mole rat and start making rude comments and also making their pain all about you. Holy fucking narcissistic.
With Beck. No, but I have traveled. I have went to Oklahoma. I've went to Wisconsin. I've went to Tennessee.
Getting in a car and going to a neighboring state, I don't really count as traveling, Amber. It's movement. You've moved amongst your own country a little bit. Go travel, Amber. Go really travel. It might actually change your life.
Yeah, I've went to Michigan.
And I forgot to say, I've been to Illinois since then. Chicago, hello, Billie Eilish concert.
And I've done things that I wouldn't have. So based on your physical health and your track record for change, what do you estimate your life expectancy to be? And what will you do with that time? So this is kind of like gruesome, but
and impossible.
Based on how I feel and the things that I go through, probably somewhere in my 50s. And I feel like early 50s. I don't know why.
If you're lucky. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? She thinks that she's going to die 10 years before, like, I'm 61. She doesn't think she's going to make it to, I'm sorry. I know it's old, and I know lots of you guys like to age shame me and shit, but I'm telling you, you want to be 61, okay? I'm retired. My life is my own. I can do my own. I'm healthy and physical enough that I can still enjoy shit. And I got some, clocked some time on the planet tends to make you a little smarter. She's never going to get to experience any of this. And it's impossible to tell. This is a gruesome question, but it is impossible to tell because honestly, she could have a stroke tomorrow. With the amount of salt she eats, the shape her heart is in, and the fact that she weighs what she does, it's not out of the realm of possibility that she could have a stroke tomorrow. It's a very real, I would imagine it's a very real possibility for her on a daily basis. Heart attack or a stroke, easily. So yeah, if you're lucky, Amber, if you are really lucky, and you know why she says that? I think Hungry Fat Chick is in her early 50s. And I bet you that's why she says that.
Like, that's when my grandma died. Actually, was when she was 51.
Oh, that...
Like, the number 53 keeps popping in my head and slightly 54.
Oh, well, you're so connected to the universe that I'm sure it'll be in your 53rd year and 6 months because you're so connected with the universe.
Very gruesome question. And what will I do with that time? It depends. Like, am I trying to better myself? Whether that be
what you're going to do with that time, assuming you have that time left, which would be, let's be realistic, 20 years. 20 years. Are you kidding me? That's not that long, Amber. 20 years goes by like that. I promise you. I know if you're in your 20s, it doesn't feel that way, but it does. 20 years left of life. What is she going to do with it? She's going to sit on the couch. She's going to look in her phone. She's going to tell the world what a perfect, special, unique person she is. She's going to tell us how much pain she struggles with. She's going to tell us again 5,000 times about her childhood. And then she's going to eat a Cheeto and die, I guess. I don't know. What are you going to do with the next 20 years, Amber? I have a plan. Do you?
Physically, emotionally, mentally, etc., which is where I'm at right now? Or am I just going to just flop like a fish and not care about anything? I want to say it's this over here. So by doing this over here,
one of the options isn't live a fun, fulfilling life. It's not even on her radar. That's really, you want to talk about morbid questions. That's what's morbid, Amber, is that you can't even see a future for yourself of a halfway normal life. That's sad. I think we need real. Let's go.
that means I might see my 60s. I think regardless of which one I choose, I'll never see my 70s, and that's kind of a sad reality. How does it feel knowing you've been stuck in a
The fact that that's even Amber, it's adorable that you think you're going to see your 60s. I don't think 500 plus pound people make it into their 60s. And if they do, I suppose it's very rare, and I know you think you're very rare, but girl, oh wow.
time loop for the last decade? When your watchers have graduated college with masters, gotten married, etc. The world is evolving around you, yet you haven't changed a thing.
Yep.
So first of all, to those who have graduated college with masters, hell yeah, props to you.
Nope.
But I do want to say everyone's timeline is completely different. Some people get married when they're 18. Some people get married when they're freaking 62. You know, more.
Stop being so fucking smug, Amber. You're in your mid-30s. You're pushing middle age. And this person just told you. People that started watching you when you started your channel have now graduated with masters. They've bought houses. They've gotten married and had children. They've had deaths in the family. They're living full, complete lives. Okay? They've gotten sick. They've gotten better. All kinds of things have happened in the 10 years. And you know what's happened to you? Nothing. Literally nothing, Amber. Isn't that scary? That you can watch a vlog from 6 years ago of hers and you can't tell if it's new or not?
People than you think have very routine, boring, everyday lives. Like they get up.
Yeah, but it's not you, Amber. Your life is about 42 steps below routine and mundane because you don't have a routine. You have no purpose in life, Amber. There is zero purpose for you on the planet. You don't contribute to anybody except yourself. All you do is consume and talk about yourself.
They shower, they have their breakfast, they head to work, they come home, they have dinner, they relax, and that's that. Like a lot of people do.
And a lot of people are a lot more well-rounded. And even though that's a general life, okay, let's just call it an average life. And many of us have average lives. But you know what else we have is well-rounded, interesting personalities that take up the space around all the shit that we have to do. You know that quote you made the other day about how your personality is a lot of who you really are?
Have that life. And I think that we just need to be grateful to be alive regardless. Just because someone is married versus someone who isn't, that doesn't make one of them better than the other versus someone graduated with masters.
It doesn't make them better, but what it does make them is somebody who's experienced more life. And the more life you experience, just the better you can be because you have more experience and you learn from things because you've experienced them. But all you experience is sitting on the couch eating Cheetos.
Versus someone who didn't. It doesn't make one of them better than the other. I have my accomplishments. I have things in my life that make me extremely
Name them.
Happy, but this is my life and my routine.
Name a single fucking I want a list of the accomplishments, Amberlynn. Can somebody ask that in the next Q&A? I'm not wasting my time, but if somebody wants to ask her a question, ask her, Amberlynn, you mentioned your accomplishments. Could you please list them? I'm guessing it's going to be saving my baby brother from choking on a curtain. I don't know. What else? What could she actually list as? Oh, I have a successful YouTube channel. With the word successful in quotes.
I've been stuck in a time loop when it comes to my weight. I will admit that. But when it comes to like growing and bettering myself, I have not been stuck in a loop. 10 years ago, I could not have ever imagined.
I don't believe that any of the growth and I believe Amber has grown. I don't think I know people, this is an unpopular opinion, but yes, Amberlynn has matured since the age of 20. I know it's a groundbreaking thought, but she is a human being, and even the worst human beings mature with time. So she has matured from when she started her channel. Does that make her a better person? No, it just means she's logged more time on the planet because she doesn't show any growth. She is quieter. She's chiller. She doesn't. Okay, last night was an exception to the rule, but generally she thinks a little bit more. She's not as reactive as she used to be, which comes with age. But I don't think that's personal growth. I think that's just time.
Myself, not only being single, but living by myself. That would have never happened. 10 years ago, I could not imagine myself making amazing money, using my own debit card, being able to not only take care of myself, but my fur babies, having a roof.
So when she was in her mid-20s, she couldn't imagine making an income and using a debit card? Amber, there's a lot of people who live alone. It's not special or unique at all. And you're, let's face it, barely living alone because you've got Mummy Maid probably coming. Well, Mummy Maid clearly doesn't clean the apartment because we've seen the filth that you live in. We've seen it. And yeah, okay, we'll give you half a little one-finger ass pat because you live alone and nobody ever thought you could do that. But it's not without assistance.
Roof over my head. If I want it, I buy it. If I need it, I buy it. I never imagined having that type of life.
Having money, okay, most of your accomplishments there are listed around money. And you know what? You only have money because people hate you. And if you think that's an accomplishment, I am so accomplished. Hundreds of thousands of people hate me. Okay.
Yes, I suffered with BPD 10 years ago, and I still do to this day. But 10 years ago, it was way worse. In that, I never imagined being able to be by my.
And that has nothing to do with you either. Because the people I know, I've got friends with BPD, and they all say that at a certain point, it does get easier. They just mature a bit. And I suppose it's probably not true for everybody. But a lot of people have told me that as they get older, their BPD gets easier to manage.
Myself and enjoying alone time because I was always so, oh my God, I need my partner. And like, I can't be alone ever, not even for 5 minutes. And now I'm alone for days and days at a time and I'm okay. So you might see it as a loop. I don't. You know, your comment section is public, right? Why lie about getting so much support? We can all see what.
No, you guys, you don't understand. The people who, my lovers, the people who love me, and not the haters, but the lovers. Uh-oh. No. They're going to test the fire alarm. I might have to take a break. We'll have to see.
People are saying to you, Amber. So I get a lot of private support, which I completely understand because when.
That's what I was going to say. And I've said this before too. You can't support her publicly. You get attacked. If you say one thing that's not hateful, 30 people go, okay, Amber, we know it's you, Amber. Like she's not. It's when I see that, it cracks me up because really, honestly, I don't think she's wasting her time in Reddit under sock accounts that much. I'm sure she has, and she probably does. But I don't think it's nearly to the extent that the people in Reddit think. Like, people really think that anytime there's a comment that isn't vile, oh, it's Amber. So I get why her people, I'm sure there's 40 of them. I've decided in my head there's 40 supporters. We see from the chat on her live streams, seems to settle in at 30 to 40 people in the chat. And my theory is if you're paying $10 to a YouTuber, they're either trolling her or they're supporters, in which case that $10 is a fair amount of money and they're going to want to chat. So I don't believe that she's got 560 people silently watching and 40 people active in the chat. But, you know, if she wants to believe that, she can. So she has, let's say, 40 supporters, and I'm sure they do talk to her in the DMs because you can't publicly support her. It's impossible.
Someone supports me publicly, they get actually bashed. And
my public supporters get bashed too because there's it happens.
Attacked, and it's really sad. For some reason, the haters cannot accept that there are people who actually like me and enjoy my content, and they can't accept a different opinion than theirs. So I accept that.
Oh, nice freeze frame. I accept that she's got people that support her. I think there's a good 40 of them.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of DMs weekly of people who are very, very supportive because they can't.
I bet those 40 people write a lot.
Do that publicly. So when I say thank you for the support, I genuinely mean it because the people who message me on Instagram are also watching my videos, and these videos are also for them. All right, so this is the last one. Bah ha 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 ha. You are literally deleting comments. I was reading one in the middle of it. poof, it was gone and it's nowhere to be seen. So I didn't delete any comments on the community tab because I wanted to go into it completely raw. YouTube actually has a section where they automatically do it themselves.
They do.
If something is a little too hecticana, for the lack of a better word,
absolutely.
it goes into a completely different section.
He is not lying about this, and I'll tell you, it's very random. Because when I check in my hidden comment section, like we can see our comments, every comment that comes on any video, it all gets aggregated into one comment feed for us. So even if you comment on a video from 10 years ago, it's going to show up. We'll see it. But YouTube does have a weird filter sometimes. And then there's a section you can look at hidden comments. And then there's a section within hidden comments that there's deeper hidden comments. And sometimes I click on those because I usually release them. And they're often really random. Like you look at it and you go, there's not a, like if you use a hashtag in a comment, it's going to get held. If you use a website in a comment, it's going to get held. Or certain swear words, or if you're very rude or demeaning, it'll get held. But then sometimes there's comments that are held and I go, why the hell would it even, like, there's nothing wrong with that comment at all. So sometimes if you type something and you don't see it, it's not always the creator and it's not always her. YouTube does definitely hold shit. And sometimes I don't even know why. Like, it's like the most innocuous comment. Why would you hold it?
And I have to approve the comment, but I never look at those. So you're never going to see that comment again. All right. So the next section is the...
I always look at those because they're usually not rude to me. They're usually about her. And then I release them. If it just said something like, called her a large animal or something, like, I'm not going to release that. That's just pure insult for the sake of insult. It adds nothing to the conversation. Or if you come in my comment section and just make some really, really rude comment about me, I'm going to delete. I'm not going to release that. Why should I? It's my house. You can't come in my house and shit in it and then expect me to build a shrine around the shit and show it to everybody else who comes in the house.
Interview. I am so nervous. All right, let me get to my Instagram. I am beyond nervous. Okay. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine.
Stop the stuff.
Right, here we go.
Okay, stop the singing because this song that you always sing is annoying. And why are you nervous? Why are you nervous? People asking you questions. It's all you fucking do every goddamn day of your life is answer questions about yourself.
If you didn't have the obstacles that you have in your life, I'm thinking specifically about your weight or maybe some of the trauma-related obstacles, what different twists and turns do you think your life would have taken? Let's imagine you didn't do YouTube and you didn't have childhood trauma and you didn't have...
What a stupid question.
Your weight standing in your way. Where would you see yourself now?
Okay, so if I didn't have childhood trauma and I didn't have these weight issues,
where do I see
myself now? Honestly, probably like in LA. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know.
Oh my God. If I didn't have trauma and if I wasn't 500 pounds, I'd probably be in LA and, I'd probably be pretty famous because look at me. I'm magnetic. It's only people could, because of the fat. People are fat phobic. But if they weren't, I would be a star. Everybody would know me. Oh my God.
Know what I'd be doing for a job or anything like that. Like, I don't like to hype myself up too hard, but I feel like I would be an attractive person if I was thin. I mean, I think I'm pretty now. I mean, sometimes I feel super ugly, but my mom is gorgeous. She was super gorgeous when she was younger. And I know without all my extra, I would look very, very different. And I think I would really be successful in LA. I don't really know what I would be doing, but I think I would be thriving. I have a feeling I would be thriving for sure. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, Amberlynn, why did you bring up what you would look like? It's because sadly, society is shallow. And I feel like people who are more attractive, they get...
Well, I think it's because, historically human beings have been genetically programmed to search for the healthiest mate. I think that's still part of our DNA. And generally, when people are well presentable, present themselves well in public, it's usually because there's also a health element to that. It is, people are vain, society's vain, pretty people get privilege for sure. I was a cute young blonde at one point, and I know I got privilege for sure. It happens. There's no denying that. But I think it's also tied to health, Amber. People find healthy people attractive, you know? They just do.
Further in life and they're treated better, etc. Okay, let's do another.
Okay, so you know how there's the butterfly effect theory of how like one insignificant moment in your life could change the course of the rest of your life.
Yes.
Do you know or can you pinpoint like what significant or insignificant moment or event happened in your life that if you could, you would go back and change and
Childhood trauma.
maybe speculate how it could have changed the course of the rest of your life?
So I do have one particular moment in my head, and I don't know
I want to share
what
it.
ways that it would have changed my
Oh.
life. Obviously, for the better, it would definitely be interesting to see. But like, I have gone through so many things, so many like isolated, separate, traumatic events to where I was going to come out effed up regardless. But the first thing that
That's really disrespectful, you know, Amber. There's a lot of people who come through their trauma and, you know, use that trauma to become better people. Not everybody that has trauma ends up fucked up regardless. That's disrespectful.
think of
You did.
which trigger warning SA. So I'm just gonna like say it, have something pop up right here. But when I was 7 by a cousin, and I feel like there's a
Why are you talking about this? Oh my God. All those disgusting people that are in the Amberverse that love to pick apart every detail of this story from her youth are just getting big boners now. Just stop talking about the fucking cat. Stop talking about this and it will go away. But every time you bring it up, then they're all going to start again, Amber. Just ick. I hate this conversation.
lot of heaviness with that topic. Like, I feel like that probably did.
You could have just said yes. I don't want to go into details, but there's definitely events from my childhood that scarred me, and I think my life would have been different without them. That's all you had to say.
Do some damage to my brain and just the way that I am, because I know a lot of people who experience SA, especially as a very, very young child, they end up with like a lot of issues. And I think about 600-Pound Life, where I relate so much to some of these people, because in the beginning of every episode, it's the same way. You know, it's the shower scene showing, you know, how much they eat at one time, which is definitely exaggerated, but that's a different subject for a different time. But they always talk about, you know, their past. And
not every single participant on that show has collectively agreed to lie for the camera, Amber. I'm sure there's some exaggeration in places. I don't believe that every one of them. You're just trying to cover. You're embarrassed because you eat as much as they do, and you don't want people to clock that. So let's be real about that. And yeah, the part she's taught at the beginning of 600-Pound Life is always the part I skip through because I get bored. I'm sorry of their sad stories because it's all the same, right? I was bullied, I was abused, I wasn't taken care of, and now this is how I am. And, you know, I'm not diminishing their stories. It's sad, but go off, Amber.
Probably what made them the way they are. And a lot of people go through SA as a kid and end up really, really large. So I know that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. I'm not one of them. Let me put that out there right now. I am not. I never had to deal with that. I was very lucky, very, very lucky. I never had to deal with anything like that. But I do know at one point in my young, you know, there was 5 of us girls that hung out together, and 3 of the 5 had been assaulted. So it is frighteningly common, okay? It is fucking disgustingly, frighteningly common, Amber. And if it was true that, you know, I guess it can be managed in different ways, and the way you managed it was with your weight, but, you know, you can't use it as an excuse, basically, is what I'm saying. It's a horrible thing. No one should ever have to deal with that. And my heart breaks for people that have to deal with that. But not everybody uses it as a crutch, an excuse for their behaviors for the rest of their lives.
Like, I've gone through so many things in my life
All of us
that I feel like that was one of the first memories that I have as a young girl that was like very, very traumatic for me.
Sure.
Amber, thank you so much for accepting my request. I just wanted to ask you, if you could talk to yourself 10 years ago, what would you say and what advice would you give? And also, if you could see yourself 10 years in the future, where would you like?
Why is every one of these questions about 10 years in the future? What would you see 10 years in the future? If you didn't have the weight, where would you be? What do you need? I don't understand all this future faking going on.
To be, and how do you see yourself? Again, thank you so much.
Asking Amberlynn what her future is going to be like is like asking somebody to just make up shit, anything off the top of their head. I glaze over because she has no plans. She'll do nothing. She doesn't do anything. The next 10 years aren't going to be any different than the last 10 years. Let's be real.
So 10 years ago, I was 34. So I, without a doubt, would tell myself, lose weight, girl. Like, you're going to get cancer in a few years. So you need to lose weight. You need to go to the gyno regularly. And you need to know the YouTube game. So let me sit down, write down a bunch of notes for you, and I'm going to teach you the YouTube game to where you can play the YouTube game. You can have fun with it, but you can also stop yourself from sharing certain things that you shouldn't share. And girl, you also have BPD. So go to therapy now. Like, there's just so many things that I would tell myself. So if I could see myself in 10 years from now, I will be 44. I hope that obviously like I weigh a lot less. I hope that like my health has improved, my mental health. I can't even imagine myself in the 40s. Holy, that is weird. I hope that I'm married. I know that sounds crazy because I said I don't ever want to be in a relationship again, but fuck it. A decade from now, I hope that I'm married. I hope that I'm happy.
Wow. Hope, 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 hope. What about what steps are you going to take to ensure that any of that happens? Any plan at all? Any plan on the steps that you're going to take to ensure that any of this happens at all? No? Okay.
I was about to say, I hope that I still have wasabi and Twinkie, but
I hope that I have a $20 million, and I hope that I have a big island that just rehabs monkeys all the time, and I hope that Rio lives till 1 million. Like, that's the same. You might as well just say that kind of shit because you're not making any plans towards having those things happen.
oh, okay, my heart just broke. Moving on. Okay, so this is the last one.
Do you think you'll ever do ASMR again? I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
your
God,
old
please, no.
ASMR videos, especially the like candy bowl engine one, has been a guilty pleasure of mine for like the past week.
Okay, I just realized I've been sitting here and my headphone wasn't connected, so I'm really sorry if it was echoey. I'll try and fix it in post if it was, but I don't want to re-record this. So I'm sorry.
Wait, that's just been living rent-free in my brain.
Oh my God, I live for that question. You know how many people actually tell me that they like my ASMR videos? Like, it genuinely shocks me. I actually don't think that I will ever make like a separate ASMR video again. I think majority of people actually hate it, but a lot of people do like it, so I appreciate that. All right, now it is time for tea or tail.
Because, she decided to do an ASMR video. But of course, like everybody else and everything, she disrespects anything and everybody. She just thinks she knows how to do everything because she is such a talented person. Those people that do ASMR, I believe they spend some money on a good mic. Like, they take some time. It's about the sound quality. This bitch just recorded shit with her phone. Like, I mean, she doesn't...
So rumor number one is you cannot be diagnosed with BPD by a psychologist, let alone one that doesn't specialize in BPD. That is a tale. That is a big, big, big tale. So you can be diagnosed with BPD by a psychiatrist, psychologists, and by social workers. And they do not have to specialize in BPD.
Social workers make diagnoses now? In the States, do social workers make medical diagnoses? Wow. That's cool. See, here they don't. Here, I don't think they're qualified to make a medical diagnosis like that. Interesting. I'm going to think that you're lying, Amber.
PD in the same way, like if you're diagnosed with depression or you're diagnosed with bipolar disorder, like they don't have to be like a specialized like psychologist just for those things. All right, rumor number 2. Amberlynn lied about when she posted her ER pictures to Snapchat. That is also a tale that is not true. So in my reaction to Salty Crab, where I was talking about like so many people didn't believe I had cancer, so many people didn't believe that I was rushed to the ER and that I was gushing blood and blah, blah, blah. I mentioned the times where I posted my blood pictures on Snapchat. And I also mentioned where I literally showed medical confirmation, like my medical paperwork.
See, the point is, Amber, those pictures that you showed, those reviling, crass pictures that you showed, they were from before you were diagnosed. That's the problem. You're saying that those pictures were your cancer, and what we're saying is you didn't even know you had cancer at that point. Did that lead to cancer? Yeah, eventually. But at that point, that wasn't what that was. So just stop with this gaslighting.
In a YouTube video. And I jumbled all that nonsense together in the reaction. And I saw a couple people where they were just like, oh my God, Amberlynn's lying. Like, she didn't even post like those pictures until like May. But then it was like actually June where like she showed the medical stuff.
Is she watching me? Because that's what we were saying. And oh my God, I don't talk like a fellow girl. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to.
Yes, that is true. So in the Salty Crab reaction, I said during that time, and I also said in the impulsive state of mind that I was in. So I'm talking about 2 different incidences, which is the Snapchat photos, the medical paperwork YouTube, that happened within different months, but it was the same head frame. So what made me post the Snapchat photo?
It was the same head frame. Fuck, I hate head mind. Now we've moved to head frame. I thought mind frame was bad. Now we got a head frame. Amber, a head frame is that thing they put you on in the stretcher so you don't move your neck. Head frame. You are so very dumb.
Photos because people were like, Amberlynn, that's not true. You were not rushed to the ER gushing blood. And I was like, yes, I was. Here's proof. And then me posting medical paperwork
months later
was because people were like, Amberlynn, you were never diagnosed. That's not true. And then I was like, well, here's proof.
Yeah, but what you were trying to prove is that Salty Crab called you bloody, whatever, blah, and it was because of those pictures, which were of your cancer, so she was cancer shaming. The point we're trying to make is those pictures were posted before you knew you had cancer.
So both of those instances was just me not being able to regulate my emotions, me not being able to like ignore the shit. So instead it made my like impulse instinct. Like,
you know, you stupid bitch, do you ever say I'm sorry? Do you ever fucking just say I was wrong? I would love to hear it. Just fucking once, Amber. Come on a video and say, you know what, you guys? I'm really sorry. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Period. End of sentence. No, but my BPD, you're ridiculous.
Like, it was gone. I had zero impulse skills. Like, I was just like, I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this. I can't regulate myself. But thankfully, since then, I have gotten better with that.
Oh, yeah,
am I perfect?
So now.
No. I think that's a reason why I have stopped like demeaning myself in certain areas. People are like, let me see the BPD diagnosis. People are like, let me see proof that you have a kidney that's 6 millimeters big. And I'm like, no. Like,
I didn't see anybody go, let me see proof. All we're just saying is your story has so many holes in it, we could drive a truck through it. Nobody's asking you for proof. We're just telling you that you're lying.
I have boundaries and I respect my boundaries.
Yeah, you don't
in
respect
the past,
anyone else's.
No, because I was bad at regulating, still am, but better. And that's just like another way of...
Bitch, you uploaded a 5-minute fuck off video and deleted it. Don't tell anybody that you're better at regulating your emotions. Oh my God.
Of like showing that I have improved as a person, because in the past, like crying hysterically while showing my medical records is crazy work. And like posting on...
You still do that sort of thing. Where's the difference, Amber?
Snapchat, such gruesome photos is also crazy work. And that is something I would never do now. Rumor number 3, which is the last rumor. Amberlynn uses a filter when live streaming from her laptop. That is also a tale. I'm literally a boomer when it comes to anything like that. So the reason why I look so different on my laptop versus on my phone is because the iPhone, I have the newest one, is literally crisp clear, as you guys can see. But my laptop literally sucks, as you guys can also see, because the internet's always shutting down and I'm always having to restart. You can literally tell that the webcam is super blurry. So it has nothing to do with a filter. I wouldn't even know how to put that.
Well, maybe as a YouTuber, you should go invest in a good webcam. If filming videos is part of your... We also know that you have like an $800, it's more than that, a very expensive vlogging camera. She used to have. We haven't seen that in a long time.
On there, literally when I go live, I click on YouTube, I click go live, and that is literally the end of it. All right, now we're about to do bad choices. So by the time that this whole series...
I don't know if there's anything sadder than a 500-pound girl sitting inside her house, pulling cards from a card game out of a bowl by herself to answer questions that she's asked herself. I don't know. That's pretty fucking sad, Amber.
Series is done. Maybe I will have answered every single one of these questions.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to randomly choose 5 and
Amber, if this series lasts more than one episode, we'll all be really, quite frankly, surprised.
Let's get into it. Have you ever told a friend they were being cheated on? I'm having to think. I don't think I've ever had to do that. No. But my memory does suck because last night in my live stream, I couldn't even remember the fucking high school that I graduated from. It was crazy. All right, next one. In the past 30 days, have you sent or received a sext message? So in the last 30 days, no.
Yes.
Nope. Number 3.
Okay, but just a few days ago, you told us that you were single for a few days. So let's give that, say, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks ago, there was somebody in your life and you weren't sending any texts? Okay.
So this is like an all play question. So obviously, it's just me. So I'm going to ask it as if...
How sad. Playing the all play questions with just me.
It's just me. Could you go a month without masturbating? The answer is probably no. I mean...
Rio, I need you. I need you. I need you. I need you. It's just me.
I mean, if someone was like, don't masturbate for a month, like, I bet you, like, okay, I won't. But, like, why would I? Number 4, have you ever apologized after sex? I'm sure I have. I don't know what for, but probably...
Why? Yeah, why? Amber, first of all, you want to talk about boundaries? Let's set a hard and fast one. Stop talking about your sex life. Nobody wants to hear it. It's terrifying for the rest of us, the normal humans. It scares us. Don't talk about it anymore. Second of all, you are very upset because there's some male reactors that are sexualizing you, and I agree that they are, but this isn't helping you. Why would you put these fucking questions in? You, the master editor, Spielberg Lynn, chose to leave these sexual questions in because you think it's titillating to talk about your sexuality like you're a fucking 13-year-old. It's not. You are obscene looking. Thinking about sex with you for most people is very disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to think about that. Everybody's reaction is to recoil. Why do you insist on bringing it in? So you can call us fat phobic? Okay.
Probably something. All right. Number 5. Have you ever had a sexual partner who turned out to be gay? Well, I am gay.
Stop asking sex questions. What's wrong with you?
So that makes my partner gay. All right. So that is the end of the first episode of this series. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, There are so many more voice memos, so many more things we could talk about, but I don't want to make this video super long. There will be another community tab for you guys on Monday. If I missed your question, just repeat it. And as the time goes on, we'll see. Maybe some of this will be taken out. Maybe no one likes the interview, or maybe no one likes the tea or tale. I'm sure you guys do, though. Maybe eventually I'll add something new or take something out. It just all...
What I don't like is your names for your segments, because it's not the same. All you're doing is framing different ways to ask me about me. Ask me about me this way. Ask me about me that way. Ask me this stuff. Ask me that stuff. I'm fucking so sick of you asking questions of yourself to yourself.
Just all depends. See what we all like and how we enjoy it. But I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Ugh, that was gross, you guys. That was just... She said nothing. She spent a long time saying nothing, and then she talked about her sex life, and I'm sorry. Amberlynn, people your age generally don't go on and on about their sex life like this. And you're an editor. You could have chosen to pick out any card in that deck. Okay? You didn't have to pick those. You did that on purpose. That's gross. Set a hard and fast boundary about talking about your sex life for us, please. Ugh. Well, that was a disgusting way to spend a Friday morning. Ugh. Well, at least she's off today. But she is uploading tomorrow, and we'll look at that at the live stream. Rio will be there. Right, Bobo? Look at him belly. Look, he's so cute. Thank God for Rio. I don't know how we'd make it otherwise. Thank you all for joining me and this very furry man. If you like the video, click like, grab a subscription, or even a channel membership. And ow, I can't wait to see you on the live stream on Saturday. Thank you all for joining me. Ow, me and Rio. Have a great day, and until we meet again, just be kind. And hasta luego.